Hey everybody, welcome to the first ever episode of the Good Food Reviewed podcast. Now, we have a website for the show. We hope you check it out, goodfoodreview.com. I am your co-host, Jimmy Bells. This is your other co-host, David Kirsch. I lovingly refer to him as the Noodle Ninja.
Yes.
The Jolly Pale Giant.
The Jolly Pale Giant.
Hey, he and I are good friends. I've got another show, the Photo Tips podcast. I think we're on episode 137 now, so I've been doing this for a while. And I've been harassing DJ, David, I call him DJ. I've been harassing you for a while to do this forever. And you drug your feet to this, man. You did not want to do this.
Kicking and screaming for approximately 11 years.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of curious now that we're on. What made you change your mind?
You were just so charismatic.
Yeah. You're full of it.
I lost my job.
Oh, okay, well
there you go.
Yeah, when you don't have a job, you look for other ways of employment.
That's
okay,
right.
Speaking of job, then we must mention that we will have sponsors on the show.
Yes.
We're lining some of them up now. Clicking any of the links at the website certainly supports the show.
Yes.
And keeps a roof over DJ's head. So we appreciate that. Now, the general premise for this show is we know there's about 1 trillion recipes out there all over the world.
Yes, lots of recipes from all different kinds of countries, and we're going to go and find them.
And we're going to find good ones, interesting ones.
We will try them first before we bring them to you.
We'll never bring you a bad recipe. We'll have eaten it and liked it.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so our first recipe that we found, I found it online and I was like, oh, DJ's got to see this. And so I brought it to you and you gave me this really goofy look like, are you high? Yeah. So, but you checked it out.
Yep, took a look at it and decided, you know what, it has potential. It just might work.
So, and we will give full credit to everybody that we get recipes from. So at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the link to the website that we got this from. We'll also provide it at the website along with an HD version of this episode and the full ingredients list.
Yes, definitely.
We're also going to provide shopping lists. So we'll let them know how much each individual item costs so they can break it down by serving on what the cost is going to be.
Now, we didn't get that done on this one, I don't think.
I've got all the receipts. They will be available.
Oh, excellent. I didn't know that.
Yes. So we've got all that available. Tell them what the first recipe is.
No, that was wrong. Bacon brownies.
Like oink oink.
Oink oink, swine, yes.
Okay, now when I saw this was like, and everybody we told, we're like, our first recipe is going to be bacon brownies.
And they did the same thing I did.
But if you think about it, salty and sweet has went together for eons. You know, or chocolate covered pretzels.
Yogurt covered nuts.
Yeah, so salty and sweets went together for a long time. This is really not that out of the ordinary.
Okay? Not at all.
But the trick to adding the bacon, because when I read this, I'm like, does he just lay bacon over the top of it?
Yeah, I was thinking that too, no.
But they don't. What do they do with it?
They mince it up very fine. And I suggest that when you do it, you cut it up before you cook it. It cooks a little bit faster, more surface area. And then they just keep making it smaller and smaller, so when you're not biting into a huge mouthful of bacon, you're just getting a little taste of bacon here, a little taste of bacon there.
For the record, a huge mouthful of bacon, in my opinion, is not a bad thing. I'm just saying. Anyway, okay, so our first experience with this recipe was actually a bad one.
Oh.
It turns out the recipe that we found had been modified from the original recipe.
Yes.
Okay, and this person had a special diet.
Yes, they were trying to make it low carb, so they took out the normal flour and replaced it with coconut flour, which took us forever to find.
Yeah, and it was about $8 for a small bag.
And now I got to figure out what to do with coconut flour.
I propose throwing it away.
I think cookies. I think cookies. We'll try cookies.
Okay. Well,
and the other thing that they did, though, and the reason why they went away from normal flour is because they wanted a gluten-free.
Yeah. Which made it taste like cardboard. In fact, the first batch we tasted, I spit it right back out. I didn't even swallow. You did, though.
Yeah, he was a chicken.
It wasn't chicken. It was just nasty. And no offense to the guy. No offense to anybody if you've got a special dietary
that you have to be on or anything
we understand that. Yeah, I don't, though. And so
neither do I.
So I choose not to eat cardboard.
Yeah.
So we went back to the original recipe.
Yes, I had to actually go through 2 other websites to find the original source. But we will have all of those on the
website.
Website.
Yes.
Thank you.
So just look for episode number 1 at the website. We have a search engine. Just type in episode number 1. It'll pull up that article.
Yep.
It'll have an HD version of this, the complete shopping list, the ingredients list, and all of the source websites that we derive the information from.
Yeah.
If you think you have a great recipe that you'd like for us to try it on the show, all you have to do is go to the contact form at the website,
Yep.
fill it out. You can ask us a question or send us a recipe.
Yep.
So are you ready to try this?
Let's do this.
Let's bake some bacon brownies. Say that 5 times fast.
Bacon brownies, bacon brownies, bacon brownies, bacon brownies, bacon
Okay,
brownies.
stop. Let's go make these. Now, in an effort to save time on the video, we're going to allow you to just pause the screen so you can write these ingredients down. But you don't need to. Just head back to goodfoodreview.com, search for episode 1 in our search engine, and you can find all the ingredients there. All right, so that's our ingredients, and now we're ready to assemble this whole monstrosity we've got here, right? So what's our first step?
First step is to preheat your oven. 375.
And how long are we going to wind up cooking this thing for?
20 minutes.
Okay.
At 20 minutes, check it with a toothpick.
Okay.
If it comes out clean, it's done. If it's not ready, it'll have stuff on it. Go in 5-minute increments, check it until it's done.
Okay, so preheat our oven.
Yep.
After that, we want to
start our double boiler.
Okay, what if we don't own a double boiler?
If you don't own a double boiler, you're gonna get a saucepan, put some water in it, get a glass.
For heating the
For
chocolate
heating
stuff?
it, put it in the middle. Put your butter, your chocolate, vanilla, and 3 tablespoons of the maple syrup. Keep
Okay.
a tablespoon out later for the bacon.
Okay, so just 3 tablespoons of that. So you put all that in your double boiler or in your makeshift double boiler.
Makeshift, yes.
Yeah, we start to melt that together. Step 3.
Bacon.
That's my favorite step.
It's great, isn't it?
Right.
I love the
so
bacon.
what do we do with the bacon?
Okay, you're gonna chop up your bacon first on the chopping board while it's raw. That way it has more surface area.
Okay.
And it'll cook more even and quicker.
Okay.
You stick that in there. As it starts to brown, you're going to add a tablespoon of maple syrup to it. Give it that nice glazed look.
Now I got to tell you, when we were prepping this, when you poured in the maple syrup, I was ready to just bury my face into the pan.
It smelled really good.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that smelled
So
awesome.
how cooked do we want the bacon to be?
You want it to be crispy on the edges, but still kind of spongy in the center.
You don't want to bite into something
Right.
chunky, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be biting into your brownie and go snap.
Now, when we're done with the bacon, you strain it, right?
I strained it.
And tell them why you strain it.
I strain it because I'm going to use that bacon drippings to grease my pan later.
That's brilliant, man.
More bacon flavor.
Exactly. Okay, so we strain it, and then you're going to let the bacon sit there for a bit.
Let it cool for a little bit, then you're going to chop it a little bit more, get it a little bit finer. You don't want to bite into a huge piece of bacon for this brownie.
And resisting the urge to not eat the bacon at that point is, again, extremely difficult.
And once again, stop it.
Okay, well. All right, so we got all our bacon ready. We got our chocolate and stuff melting. Our ingredients, do we just dump them all in a pan? Is there an order here?
You should sift your dry ingredients.
What if I don't own a sifter?
If you don't own a sifter, go back to that colander
Okay.
and sift it that way.
Okay, so what dry ingredients? Do we want to put the brown sugar or?
Brown sugar you don't have to sift.
Okay.
You can just break that up by hand.
Okay.
It's a little bit moisture. But your other ones are going to have lumps if you don't.
Okay, that makes sense, especially when you add like the milk and the eggs, right?
Exactly.
So
And
what is that? That's the,
this here is
that's
the cocoa.
Cocoa powder. And then we're going to add our flour too, right?
I'll do that right after.
Okay.
And this is going to take a little bit longer than I was hoping.
That's okay. That's all right. Just go ahead and dump that in. We get the idea.
Yeah.
So you want to add your cocoa powder, your flour, right?
Yep.
Awesome. I'll take that from you. And then how much of what is this?
Baking powder.
Okay, so how much baking powder do we need?
1/4 teaspoon.
And what does the baking powder actually help do to the recipe? I've always been kind of curious. I just eat, I don't cook.
It helps it rise.
Okay, all right, excellent. So once we get all that sifted together and mixed together, you put the sugar in there. Now we still hold off on the milk and the eggs, correct?
Yes, get your dry ingredients mixed together really well.
Okay. Now I see you're doing that by hand. Can I use a mixer or a whisk or?
You can. I like to just get I love putting my hands in food, as bad as that sounds. I'm a hands-on kind of person.
All right.
But you can use a mixer, you can use a hand mixer, or if you have a KitchenAid or something like that.
Okay. So once we're done with that, Do we bring in both of these at the same time?
You can.
Okay.
What I will do is I will make a little indentation. Excuse me real quick.
All right, so basically, I know you can't see this on the camera, but he kind of made a hole in the middle. All right.
Put my eggs in.
Okay.
And then my milk. Now, can you tell me, why is it on video, milk always looks brown or gray?
I have no idea. Like I said, I just eat this stuff. I have no idea. Okay, so we mix that up and fold it all together until we got a nice smooth consistency.
Nice smooth consistency. Now, okay. Brownies usually have kind of a lumpy looking consistency, but people who've made brownies, they'll understand and they'll know what to get it to.
So once we get all our air pockets and stuff, that's the point when we actually fold.
Yes, we're going to fold in the bacon.
Okay. My favorite recipe. And that is a beautiful thing.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I love bacon. It should be its own food group.
It is its own food group, at least as far as my pyramid is concerned. Okay, so we mix that together like you would a typical brownie.
Yep.
Okay, now let's grease our pan.
Okay.
You said you used the grease for the bacon drippings.
Yes, I do. If this is the unhealthy version, I will say. If you want it healthier, I would go with a cooking spray.
Okay.
But although, you know, I'm a little heavy, but I like things to taste good.
Okay, see,
grease it real well so they'll come out.
That even smells good. I could lick that pan right now. Okay, so then we just grease that and we pour this up on top of there. We'll stick it in the oven for, you said, roughly 20 minutes.
Roughly 20 minutes.
Check it at about 20 minutes, right?
Check it.
Depending on altitude and stuff, that may change.
That
okay.
And have a major difference.
And our finished product looks like?
Oh.
We are ready.
Let's see here.
They don't want to sit here for 15 minutes while we make brownies. So, come on, DJ, I'm hungry. I want the things now. I see, that's a beautiful thing. Okay. Now, I don't see any bacon lumps in there, no chunks of bacon at all whatsoever. It looks like a regular brownie.
It does. It's actually kind of pretty.
Now I have to do my job, brother.
Oh, well,
without a knife. Where's the knife at?
Let's get a knife here for you.
And don't go chintzy with me. Okay, good. I get to just cut that myself. That's awesome.
That way you get the size you want.
Now, some people like things like whipped cream, you know, powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar will go very well on top. You can even melt some more of the chocolate in the double boiler and pour that on top, and when it cools, you'll have a nice little layer there.
I even saw a slight variation of this where they actually took some caramelized bacon, dollop of whipped cream, and then sprinkle that right.
That would be very nice, very pretty.
You ready?
There's that word again.
Huh? What?
There's that word again.
Bacon?
Pretty.
Oh, see, you're too big to use the word pretty. How tall are you?
6'6".
That's entirely too tall to use the word pretty in a sentence. I'm just saying. All right, here we go.
Is it good? I'm gonna have to try this now.
Yes. You know what this needs? Milk. We need milk.
Oh yeah, that is good.
That's a whole lot better than that nasty stuff we tried to begin with.
In the beginning? Yeah, that was bad.
I'm trying to keep my mouth closed because of the chocolate in my teeth.
No, I want you to smile at the camera.
All right. So that's bacon brownies. It's hard to talk like this. That's bacon brownies. Go to the website. Again, we have a full HD version of this podcast up there. All the ingredients are price list, so you can break it down cost per serving to see how much it's going to cost you.
Yep.
And do we know what we're doing for our next recipe?
Haven't figured it out, I don't think, unless you were telling me about a cake. Tangerine cake?
Yeah.
Did you want to do that next, or do you want to save that one for later?
Let's do something with chicken or something in a pan or something like that.
We can do some stir fry.
Okay. Anyway, we'll find a good recipe for you. We'll see you next time. We appreciate it. Thanks for watching the show. Like us on iTunes. Like us on iTunes.
Yes, definitely like us on iTunes.
And click on all our sponsors. Thanks, guys. Later. Peace out. Bye.
That's good.
All right.